So today, guys, we have the Star Wars Indoor Honda Odyssey minivan. If you guys know what I'm talking about from MGM Studios back in the day, this thing looks like that. I'll show it right here on screen. Exactly like it. This is the ooey gooey minivan that came in as a trade-in to a buddy's dealership of mine, just like this. Don't know the owner, so comment down below whatever the heck you want, because honestly, it doesn't matter. This thing has been trashed for whatever reason. Words cannot describe the amount of work that's going to be involved with cleaning this thing up, but I promise you the end result will be amazing. So hit that subscribe button right here, turn on those notifications, because this one's going to be epic. So let's dive right into it.
So obviously the first thing we need to do is get all the seats pulled out, get all the trash removed, get the carpet floor mats removed. That way we can get a good idea of everything that we need to do to tackle this job. And if it isn't obvious from this vacuuming clip, but I've never seen Cheetos and whatever this stuff is solidify like this and become pretty much unremovable to the point where I don't know how I'm gonna get this stuff out, because if you hit leather with a drill brush for too long, you start pulling some of the dye out of it. So I'm gonna essentially have to spray this thing down, let it soak to try to get some of this stuff removed.
Oh hey, it's the air conditioner from Brave Little Toaster. There's two of them. Hey buddy. So this is the point in the details with everything kind of removed. I kind of have a debate whether I tackle the interior first, start extracting, tackle the seats, or just take a break because it's hot out. But I think first things first, let's go ahead, vacuum up all of the crumbles. They look kind of yummy, to be honest. How much would you guys pay me to take a bite from one of those marshmallows? Let me know in the comments below.
Now, as much as I don't like minivans from the fact that there is so much surface area to clean, I will say that they are super easy to film to create these videos for you guys, just because of the fact that the doors open up super wide and there's tons of rooms for activity inside the vehicle. It just makes it so much easier for me to film this content for you, so that way you guys get all these amazing shots of this thing being transformed. So I've been getting asked a lot when detailing brushes, drill brushes. APC will be back in stock on foxclean.com. They will be in stock very soon. APC should be back in stock next week, and detailing brushes and drill brushes should be very shortly as well. Supplier issues have been crazy, and just this whole supply chain crap going on. But if you guys haven't already, head over there. There's a ton still left in stock. Pre-orders will open up very soon, and if you're not subscribed to the email list on foxclean.com, make sure you sign up, so that way you'll be notified when things are ready and ready for you guys to purchase. I'm also getting that snow foam colored foam back in, and ready for you guys to pick up as well. So make sure you head over to foxclean.com, stock up while you can. Like I said, once things get back in stock and in inventory, they fly off the shelves. So head over there after this video, pick up your detail and supplies today. Now, in past videos, a lot of people have asked why I haven't used the Tornador before. I have one. I've used it before. I wasn't happy with it because my air compressor wasn't up to the job. I've gotten a new one that's definitely got the airflow for it, because you do need a large amount of airflow, especially if you're trying to do large sections at one time. I actually will say now, I understand why people recommend it. It is a ballin' tool. I mean, it really helped me a ton with especially a lot of the stuff on this one. The one thing that I've always complained about is that when you're using APC or some sort of cleaner product in it, it does mistify everywhere. I don't even know if that's the right verbiage, but it gets in the air everywhere, and if you don't have airflow, like a fan blowing air kind of across the car to help with it, I definitely recommend wearing eye protection and a some sort of face mask ventilator, just because you don't want to breathe that crap in. But yeah, it saved me a ton of time on this vehicle in particular, just because of the amount of stuff that was covering pretty much every panel inside this vehicle. Now, one area of the vehicle that I would not recommend using a Tornador on is carpet. I know a lot of people say it works well, but if it's this dirty, even after extracting it, after using the Tornador, there was still tons of dirt left over. So I used the extractor for all the carpets and just kind of kept the Tornador for all the plastics. Now, for those of you who don't know what a Tornador is, it is essentially a compressed air nozzle that shoots out APC or whatever liquid you have in that container attached to it at a high velocity vortex, that when it hits a panel or hits an area, it essentially blows off that dirt or helps dissolve it and move it around and get it off the panel. It's a tool that I would not recommend for everyone, because you have to have an air compressor of high CFM, so cubic feet per minute airflow, to support it. But it does work really well in expedited detail. I will say that detailing brushes definitely were still used in certain portions that were harder to get to, where you didn't want a ton of liquid on, but for the most part, it does help save a ton of time when it comes to cleaning and detailing, especially if you're doing this like mobile and you have the compressor, or if you're doing this as a business. I think it does have its place, and I am definitely going to be using it more in the future. Now, I do want to give a shout out to Ryan Darling, who's a gold member on the Stauffer Garage memberships. And if you guys haven't signed up for memberships yet, check out my main channel page. I also have a link in the description box for you guys to check it out. There's tons of perks available, tons of different options for you guys that give you different things in different levels. There's a very high-end level that's more for coaching one-on-one, helping you guys with your business or detailing. And then there's also just the standard memberships that gives you guys, private videos, private chats, special emojis, special membership icons, all that fun stuff. Make sure you guys check it out. There's an option for everyone, and I appreciate every single one of you that has signed up already and just supporting this channel, making it possible. It's kind of like giving me a tip for creating these videos in the YouTube economy, which is a huge giant wave of ups and downs when it comes to making money on here, and helping me make these videos, because all of these cars that I detail are done completely for free. So any money I make on YouTube is what makes this possible. So I appreciate you guys that have signed up for memberships, and if you haven't, definitely check them out.
I've been a real bad boy on the town all night. Starting to calm down with the morning light. I'm in the down in the dirt. Down in the dirt. Down in the dirt. Down in the dirt. You blow my mind. I don't know if you know yet. I've tried some time, and I'm dying to tell you. You blow my mind. I don't know if you know yet. I've realized, and I'm dying to tell you. You blow my mind. I don't know if you know yet. I've tried some time, and I'm dying to tell you. You blow my mind. I don't know if you know yet. No, I've realized, and I'm dying to tell you. You blow my mind. I don't know if you know yet. I've tried some time, and I'm dying to tell you. You blow my mind. I don't know if you know yet. No, I've realized.
Now, lucky for me is Honda had floor mats that came with this Honda Odyssey that were very much covering majority of the inside carpets, so I didn't have to pull the carpets of the inside. Just the floor mats needed to be pressure washed, and I will say that the pressure washing on this one was insanely satisfying for myself, and hopefully for you guys watching this. Yeah, these these carpets came out amazing. I still used my typical carpet cleaner to spray on them after doing an initial rinse of all the majority of dirt, using my drill brush to get all of that dirt and grime embedded in those fibers, loosened up, and then hit them with the pressure washer again to pretty much restore these things to brand new. And then I used my fancy dancy scraper tool that you'll see here to remove the water from it. Highly recommend you guys pick up a scraper tool like this one. It's very, very nice tool. Now I can guarantee on YouTube detailing there is not a single person that uses this special tool to remove water from carpets. If there's anybody that does, let me know in the comments below, but I can guarantee you this is an OG detailing tool device that you have not seen before.
Turn on the news, a sad state of affairs. Half the people die while the rest of us are splitting hairs. It's a good world gone bad.
I truly have no idea what this stuff was. I didn't smell it, I didn't taste it, I didn't touch it. I let the pressure washer blow it off, but the fact that it was chunking like it is here in this shot is mind-blowing. I truly have no idea what this stuff is, except for on the far top part of this shot, you'll see the carpet is pretty much non-existent. I don't know if it was like a battery acid thing that happened here or something, but it literally dissolved the carpet, and I don't know what this stuff is. Either way, hope you enjoyed this shot because it was insane.
You know, might be easier just to let it go. Cut the cable short and the problem solved. Might be easier for you. I do it all night. You're my only lifeline. Sing for me, darling, it's been quiet for a day now. Can't bear the silence inside my own head. I keep on hoping somehow we can make this alright. Just keep on trying. Glass after glass, I keep hoping you'll come around. Drowning our fights in whatever can be found. 'Cause I've given in to all my demons lately. You know, might be easier just to let it go. Cut the cable short and the problem solved. Might be easier
Now for all these leather seats inside the vehicle, I did hit them with the Tornador, helped kind of loosen up anything that was removable from the surface with the compressed air, letting it soak, used a drill brush to agitate it all, but there was a period of time off camera where I had to let it kind of soak in there to get this stuff that was on the seats loosened up enough to wipe up, because like I mentioned earlier, if you hit your leather seats too hard with your detailing brush, your drill brush or anything super abrasive, you will start to pull that dye, whatever color is on your seat, and remove some of it. And then there was also segments on the rear seats where whatever was on them caused it to almost stain it. It was pretty insane. I have no idea what this stuff was or what happened with this car. All I will say is that I was happy that I removed all the dirt and grime, and yeah, this was probably one of the nastiest details I've ever done. I can't even describe it to you. And if you agree with me, and if there's any detail I've ever done that's been worse than this, please let me know in the comments below, because I don't know if anything can touch this one. Now, I've mentioned it before in previous videos, especially with details where I have a lighter colored carpet, is sometimes if these stains sit for a long period of time, or if it's rust and it kind of, dyes the carpet, if you will, there's not a whole lot you can do. Once you extract it, you kind of get your end result there. The only other option is to either dye the carpet or replace it altogether. But I will say that whatever was on these carpets, majority of it was removed after a couple passes with the extractor. But beyond that, there's really not much you can do, and that's why is if you have a detailing business and you're working with a customer that does have lighter colored carpet, kind of inform them up front that, hey, you'll do your best, you'll pull out all the stops, but sometimes, with lighter colored carpets, you're kind of screwed. Now before I could put these floor mats in, these things had been completely dried out after pressure washing them. One, they turned out amazing, got all the stains and food out of them. But one thing that you can't see even with a pressure washer and the drill brush, a lot of that dog hair does not get removed. So I'm using the Foxtail pet hairbrush to, one, move the fibers around, kind of loosen them up and make them look good again, but also get all of that pet hair out of them that was not able to come out with a pressure washer and drill brush. Now, one thing I need you guys here is to click this video that you see on screen. This is a detail that I did of a nasty, nasty, nasty car that rivals this one. And if you guys go over now, watch it, I'll meet you over there, and you guys let me know if you think this one's worse or not.